So with the recent play during these playoffs with Andrew Wiggins playing in Golden State and being a key reason why the Warriors are one win away from winning their 4th NBA championship since 2015, I thought now would be a great idea to discuss him as a player and discuss his career, and really just to answer the question of whether or not he should still be considered a draft bust, because that topic has been floating around a lot recently, especially with the way he's been playing. So I thought now would be the time to just look back, go all the way from 2014 when he got drafted, all the way to the present day, and I'll give my opinion at the end, so stick around for that. So let's get right into it. Obviously, coming out of Kansas back in 2014, Andrew Wiggins was seen as the next big thing in the game of basketball. He drew comparisons to literally Hall of Fame caliber players like Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, and even the late great Kobe Bryant. Wiggins also had the nickname Maple Jordan because him being from Canada, and also just the fact that he was seen as such a real prospect, a prospect that had all-time great potential. He was seen as that guy, so he had that nickname, and that meant expectations were sky high. The hype was real. And once he was drafted by Cleveland first overall in 2014 and then traded to Minnesota, he had become the official face of the franchise and was supposed to be the guy that would put the Timberwolves back on the map. And during his rookie year, I would say he did pretty well. He averaged nearly 17 points per game, won Rookie of the Year, being the first Timberwolves player to ever win the award in franchise history. And even after his rookie year, Wiggins was steadily getting better. In his second year, he averaged 20 points per game. In his third season, it jumped up to nearly 24 points per game. But the question was, does Andrew Wiggins have that winning impact that the guys that he was compared to had when they were his age? Does he have that dog in him, as he would say, that heart? Does he want it? Is the motor there? But at the very least, you could look at his numbers and be like, alright, he's getting better, and hopefully one day he would become that guy. Then the offseason came that following season, and after his 23 point per game year, he got signed to a 5-year, $147.7 million contract extension, and that's when things started to go down. Wiggins the following season went from 23.6 points per game to a drop off to 17.7 points per game, which was the lowest since his rookie season. And with that, a new question arrived on the scene, and that question is, was the contract extension that Minnesota signed Wiggins to worth it? And was he ever going to be that guy? And that's when the label of him being a bust started to really float around for him. Even though his struggles, in my opinion, that season partly had to do with the fact that Jimmy Butler had become the new guy on the roster, he was the new star, and Wiggins' usage rate kind of dropped from his previous year. But the thing is, the questions were still kind of validated because when you look at the usage rate of Towns, Wiggins, and Butler, they all shared a similar usage rate during that 2017-2018 season. And let's be real, if you are that star player that people are saying you could be, that shouldn't affect you. You should still be able to go out there and at least put up the 23.6 per game you were averaging. So the questions obviously were well deserved at the moment. And in the 2019 season, it kind of was getting proven that, alright, Andrew Wiggins might just not be that guy, because kind of stayed the same. He averaged about 18 points per game that year on low efficiency, and it was pretty much guaranteed he wouldn't be anything close to what draft scouts thought he could be. But ever since he got traded to Golden State during that 2020 trade deadline, he has shown that he can play winning basketball. He's been shown in a new light. He's playing in a new role as a third scoring option, and he's playing a better role of what Harrison Barnes played during his time in Golden State. And he's a huge reason why the Warriors are just one win away from winning this year's championship. But to finally get to the point that we've all been waiting for in this video, which is the answer to the question of whether or not Andrew Wiggins is a bust. And the answer for that, in my opinion, if you want to consider expectations, yes, because the expectations were crazy. I mean, they compared him to Kobe Bryant. That is ridiculous. He is not even close to Kobe Bryant. But when you look at him on the court, he's not a bad basketball player. So it's a hard question to answer. So I'll say it like this. If you want to factor in, consider the expectations he had, then yes, he's a bust. But is he a bad NBA player? No, he's actually a pretty good NBA player because you watch the eye test, he impacts the game in a lot of ways. He plays good defense, he can score, he slashes to the rim, he can hit the occasional jump shot. He was a first-time All-Star this season, All-Star starter by the way. If you want to say it's a weak All-Star starter vote, it's whatever, but he still made it. And also, it's not like he's Anthony Bennett. He isn't a trash NBA player that was drafted #1 overall. He is a good NBA player that just never lived up to the hype that he got. And instead of being a franchise player and a superstar, he instead is a star in his role, and that's perfectly fine. Because Andrew Wiggins, in my opinion, is a good NBA player and a player that every team could use with the way that he impacts the game. Anyways, that's going to do it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Link will be down in the description below. This has been the Checkup, where we talk hoops and hoops only, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.